Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. CC 20015. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hey, Hare Krishna, everybody. Let's Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oops. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Let's see, do we have sound here? Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Has everybody got sound out there? Okay, so it's Evo, it's your thing. Good morning, everybody. Uh, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dry throat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Shamasundari, where have you been? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So tell him what it is there, Tom. Why do I have to tell him? Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Shri Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let's see here, Chaitanya Mangal. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, let's hear a little bit about Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy here. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Ansha Leela, chapter 17. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all glories to Nityananda, and all glories to Advaita Chandra. Absorbed in ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted and talked like a madman day and night. In the company of Swarab Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once passed half the night talking about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. As they talked of Krishna, Swarab Damodar Goswami would sing songs exactly suitable for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental emotions. Oh, we have this new person here. I better not read this. Yeah, okay, we're going to go back a little bit. We'll go to Adi Lila. Adi Lila. Chapter 9, Desire Tree of Devotional Service. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swing across a great ocean. All glories to Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is known as Gaurahari. All glories to Advaita Charya and Nityananda Prabhu. And all glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. I also remember the six Goswamis, Rupa Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva, Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunath. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or know not, it is for self purification that I write this book. Mm. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. Yeah, that's how they're maintained in the spiritual world, is by love of Godhead. Otherwise, it's not actualized. There was a psychologist, Maslow, and he put this chart called self-actualization chart. If you had all these qualities, like in full, you were self-actualized. And I'll tell you, man, they were difficult to have all these qualities. I would see that, boy, nobody's ever going to be some rare person. And that was material. See, and the Lord says something similar. He says, unless I fill this world with love of Godhead, uh, it will not be actualized that I'm maintaining the universe. See, so he's not fully maintained. It's not perfect actualization. Where things are actually as they really are. See, we really are. We're spirit souls and related to the Lord, who's the supreme spirit soul. See, and it is our nature to love that Lord. His nature to love us. That's self-actualization. So the Lord's thinking like that. Otherwise, I'm not Vishvambara. I'm not really main. He's thinking, oh, what? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's maintaining this world. It just keeps the illusion going. What is that? Think about it. What is that to God to look at a dark shadow? That should be us, but we don't. We're caught up in this trap. Thinking that which is dead matter is something amazing. And we, instead of getting self-actualized and enlightened and intelligent and clear, we get more dull, stupid, unintelligent by being attached to matter, which is not really alive. This is the problem. See, what's the solution? And the solution is simple. We got a problem. The reaction is birth, death. It should be the, the horrors of birth, death, old age, and disease, and all that stuff. That's the truth. If people realize that, then they turn to the Lord for the solution. He's the solution. See, love for the Lord is the solution. Loving Krishna. See, then you're self-actualized. The Lord is actualized in you. You're happy, in our original position. Right? You come back. If you come back here, you come as a teacher or a guru. Okay? People don't know this. The mercy of Lord Chaitanya is to make so many souls realized. So many, easily. Yeah. All you need is the proper understanding. You need the devotee example. Just need a devotee example loving God. That's all. Yeah. You have to be a recipient of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya to show how easy it can be. Yeah. Actually, Chaitanya Bhagavat is always teaching about that. It says again and again and again. By the mercy of the devotees, you can love Krishna. Hmm. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got? Hare Krishna. Oops. Lord Chaitanya thought, oh yeah, I heard that. Okay, thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. See, so that again, only the devotee. That's why the Lord himself had to come as a devotee, could take the duty as a planter. See, so the duty is just the twofold reason, and see is the path, man. You got to get this mercy, you got to get this bhakti lata bij, and you have the ability to do what Lord Chaitanya did. The ability to hear and chant and remember and relish the name of God, simple as Hare Krishna mantra, to nourish this bhakti. See, and and then it grows more and more and more, and overcomes all the obstacles. See, and the duty of a planter, see, to plant this seed, not only in one, that seed has been planted in his heart. When it matures to a point, you become really a teacher and then a guru. And then you show others how to, oh yeah, just take the mercy. Your recipients, all of everybody here is a recipient. This is what the Vaishnavas don't understand clearly. They think, oh yes, like Lord Chaitanya says, become a guru, be a guru, and distribute this all over the land. But you got to be a recipient of this transcendental mercy. That's the kind of guru, and it's not like you got to be something, superstar devotee. I have people, they leave here, something, they say, oh, Gaur, you're not special like these big gurus. Yeah, these big gurus, they don't distribute love of Godhead, but we do because we got the right Siddhanta. And they have all these flashy, quotes with big long Sanskrit things and everything, but they're impotent. There's no ecstatic love of God except here with a person with all these faults. That's not trying to be pretentious. It tells the truth. And they're worried about, well, that's not, flowery enough for us. Nobody's looking. What is the essence, man? Where is the substance? The substance is love of Krishna. The substance is being in the association of a recipient of this love of Krishna. With the proof, shows that they have attraction to the name of God to the point of tears and intimacy. Tears means intimacy. On all these symptoms that manifest, we read about is a symptom of intimacy with the Lord. See, that's all people need. And then very easily you get this love of Krishna. You get this Gaur Prem. You become very attracted to Lord Chaitanya and his pastimes, his qualities to the point of tears. Look how easy it is for so many people here. Of course, there was that little bit of purification, but it's not much, It's not really, you know. That's just an incidental activity to kill the demons inside you. It's incidental. And once you're through most of that, it's just then it's a piece of cake. It just gets easier and easier, and more, you get more clear about everything. Yeah. This is the best path, man. Where can you get this where you can become self actualized better than Maslow's thing? You know, I'll tell you, look at that psychology profile and you think, my God, I'll never be like that. And that's what, what they do? They anthropomorphize stuff like that and say that's what you got to be to attain the mercy of Krishna, to attain love of God. You got to be a big superstar and Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect. Oh, if you're a woman, you'll never get it because you got a smaller brain and stuff. Really material thinking like that. You know who? I won't mention his name, but we all know who it is. Yeah, it's so the path is. See, the Prabodhananda Saraswati said the devotees they clear off the brambles on the path. So it makes it really clear this path of pure devotional service. The Lord has made it simple. I mean, because shows us it's the symptom of His power. that he came in this Kali Yuga to make to give the lowest the highest. Otherwise, there's no meaning of him coming if you're not preaching that. There needs to be an alignment with the preaching now, and there is now in our Sangha. They're not in alignment preaching by austerities and by renunciations and by big sadhanas and being perfect as God is perfect, that you're going to attain the Lord. No, you just got to follow the right process. You got to follow the right instruction. You got to follow the right formula, and then very easily you get it. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. Um, It works. I mean, the thing, this is science. The science is self realization. Otherwise, you're doing, like the Fauci, oh, follow the science. And it's not even science. They're basically saying the same thing in these institutional Vaishnavism, follow the science. Well, you're not following the science. The science says, I mean, clearly in Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books, get the association of a living guru. The living guru is alive and he's in a body and he cries and he laughs and chokes up because they love God. They have the symptom of loving God. From them ecstatic prema emanates. By their word, your ignorance is destroyed. Doesn't have to be big fancy words colored in Sanskrit. It's just the truth, man. Just simple, pure and simple truth. Easy peasy truth. Clear path, clear result. You know, focused. You go to nowadays, you come to ISKCON or any of these groups, and they tell you, "Oh yeah, Krishna consciousness. You'll become Krishna conscious by doing something else." See, because they're the something else. See, they're not as it is. So I say, we teach people how to do things as it is, the formula as it is, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. The mellows of devotion are instilled in the heart of the devotees who listen and hear from that person and that Bhagavat that they speak, not from a person who speaks something else they see in the Bhagavat. See? Only the pure in heart understands Srimad Bhagavatam. See? And that heart becomes purified by being a recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya. See, the Bhakti Lata Bij, and now you can water it and ecstatically chant the holy name. See, that's called the path of prema. See, they called it, even back then, you read in a book, we followed the path of prema. And everything, oh, path of prema. Oh, you gotta chant at least 1 lakh or 2 lakhs a day, and you gotta be perfect in fasting perfectly and never eat a carrot and never do this and don't do this and don't do that. And then after many lifetimes you can become a prema bhakta. And that was not that experience. What do we? It totally contradictory. It's like, yes, I'm going to read you. We're acting like that, and I'm going to read you what's in the book. Yes, just by hearing this Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will develop love of Godhead, and so, but you preach something else. You can't preach that because people here, they develop love of God. I said, even by chanting, even devotees chanting, people pick up on the vibration and become ecstatic. That's as it is. That's the way it was, and that's the way it is now. That's the whole point. Lalita Ganga is chanting, right? And she's becoming ecstatic from her chanting, right? Your own voice becomes used by God to feed God. See, you become like the Lord in the empowered version. Even though you're a little atom, still you do what God does. You become when you're a spiritual master, you plant the tree of devotion in this world, and you water it, and the Lord is bestowing the fruits, and you're tasting the fruits. All this all rolled into one. It's all complete in your worship, ecstatic worship. People are not complete in the world. They're complete, but not complete. They're complete because of Maya. I'm going to find my completion in this woman or this man or this child. And all you do is become weakened, and bound by the illusion, and you become more stupid and more foolish. This is what Maya does. It's like a fool's, it's you becoming complete in a way that weakens you, that makes you dumb. That's why you see the devotees who get this knack of taking shelter of the Lord, the Lord's transcendental body in the form of his name and pastimes become clear, logical, more intelligent than even scholars. They teach scholars. Scholars, we can instruct scholars here, and very simply. Matter of fact, they'll come here and think, "Wow, I spent all this time memorizing all these things, and there they got the result." That was, you see, the result was with the wives of the Brahmins. We preach the real Bhagavatam here. The wives of the Brahmins, what did they do? They just went what we preach here. They went to the real ecstatic devotees who had tears in their eyes when they thought of Krishna, the cowherd boys. So they did. They followed the real path that the Brahmins wouldn't follow. They were following something more external. They wouldn't follow. They thought they were smarter. It's always that way. You can see these people that come here. They think they're smarter than our simple teachings here, which are just the as it is version. It's the living Bhagavatam. You got people here like those ecstatic cowherd boys. You come here, you get the result of the wives of the Brahmins. It says right there in the scripture, they got love of Godhead. Then they went back to their Brahmin husbands and they became a bit impressed. Wow, we study the scriptures. See, they need the living example. Just like now, you need a living example. These Brahmins, just like now, you guys need living examples of devotees who actually understand the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam, the confidential truth. I just spoke it right here. Charya Dev, in all his studies and everything, could never tell you this. He'll never. He can't see this. None of them can. I checked them out already. I've been to India many times. I've met many gurus, many teachers, and they don't tell you the pure, simple truth. Because being a recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy is no small thing. And it's not something that you have to get that way. You just have to meet the devotee and just like being around them. That's it. Become their friend. Not the kind of friend that thinks you know more than they do. Because you can't. Nobody can know more than an associate of Lord Chaitanya. It's impossible. Acharya Dev, unless he or any of these gurus, unless they're a real associate of Lord Chaitanya that have they're stamped by God. See, stamped by the tears and showing the God is showing. Not no paper degree. No all their friends saying that are in ignorance saying, oh, he's Guru Dev. Yeah, why? Well, because he's got a degree on his wall, or Bhakti Shastra, or he's been kissing ass in religion, politics for 40 years and doing all the right things or appearing to do it, or selling out and compromising enough. Well, he's compromised enough. See, compromised. Oh, he's compromised. Ah, Maya's compromised him. Ah, what good is that? You need a real recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Just one. And from one comes so many. Yeah, whoever associates with follows the real path. The wise of the Brahmins, all they did was short time. It says in Bhagavatam, just a short time going on a nice little picnic. They came back with the present of love of Godhead, simply because they were favorable to the cowherd boys and very attracted. Therefore, they were introduced to Krishna. They got Bhakti Lata Bij, and they can worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. So he came back and taught their husbands. See, living persons. Why everybody say you don't need a living guru? Are you kidding? Look at the result here. Open your eyes, blind people. Look how many ecstatic. There's more ecstatic devotees here than all of ISKCON, all of Gaudiya Samiti, all of Gaudiya Math. And nobody will prove me wrong. They'll say, "Oh, you see, yeah, there's so many, yeah, no, then and not even one will come, or will be shown." Or you can go look yourself. You see anybody ecstatic like some of these devotees here, and you won't even find one. See, I mean, it's pretty clear and simple when you come to the right place of those who are actually nourished by the transcendental form of God, because they're going to be more intelligent than anybody you've seen before. That's why you got to spend 30 days here to, if you really want to know, is Krishna here, the Krishna consciousness here, really, truly? Can you really make it to the path of prema here, really? See, you got to come here and see, wow, this is the most intelligent devotee. This is the most ecstatic devotee I've ever seen. My God, he's even making ecstatic devotees. His disciples are ecstatic. You got to see, these are the criteria laid out by Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur and the Chaitanya Bhagavat. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet a bona fide spiritual master who is the greatest devotee. You got to see great devotion. See? Who is the most intelligent of all the persons you've seen. They know the essence of truth. So you got to stay a while to really get purified and really look at that stuff. Then you look at that and you look at the scriptures, you look at the sadhus here who are getting the result. See? And then when you develop some faith in this, see, then you start to get the results. You start really reaping rewards here. What is the reward? Love of Krishna, attachment to the Lord. Pretty simple, isn't it? That's why Vrindavan is full of simple persons. They know the pure and simple truth. That's why you need a Vrindavan resident to be your teacher and guru. See, do you see how it's for the welfare of everybody? You can bring a retard in here and they can understand these teachings when they're explained by a person who's purified by loving Krishna, truly proving it every day. Yeah. See, Maya makes everything unclear. That's what she does. That's why, turn your attention over here. Turn your attention to the devotees here who are reflecting the real Krishna. See, the real Krishna is conclusive truth, and the real Radha, that's ecstatic devotion. You turn your attention here, you're seeing the truth, you're hearing the truth. Therefore, you very quickly realize it. You got to be cleansed, man. Jesus even said, you're clean by the word I spoke to you for 3 years. You listened for 3 years. And then the Holy Spirit, see, arose in them. It's always like that. By regular class, see, all the essence of all real scriptures say the same thing. You got to meet the Savior. You got to be saved. You can't do it on your own. None of us could. Even if you meet a bona fide spiritual master, they were saved either in this life or a previous life. And they're just back here to finish up or maybe be a teacher and assist in the mission of the Lord to deliver others. Can you imagine these simple classes, these simple truths? Nobody knows. Not very well. Some they talk it, but they're not recipients of the mercy of Lord Caitanya. They can't transmit it. See, yes, it is correct. Those who awaken devotion to Krishna, certainly the spiritual master. See, certainly. No other criteria. That means that person is a recipient of the real love for Krishna and they become a natural transmitter for it. Like these guys, they want to see the external version is what? The Fauci and Bill Gates trip. We're going to inject these people to become transmitters. You emit Bluetooth type energy from getting that. They go to grave sites now and they can measure. There's a Bluetooth secret coming from the dead people even. You become a wireless transmitter. Well, come here, man. We'll also do you an injection. We got an injection for you here, man. We'll inject love prema here. Yeah, just shoot that right into your transcendental body. Give me that arm, man. You won't get sore from this shot. Yeah, you inject that, and then you become a transmitter also for love of God to others. Isn't that a nice system? But this everybody will be happy with. You don't have to trick them. See, they're tricking everybody into that stuff. It's amazing. They're so blatant. You know, the one guy was on the thing yesterday, the other day, I saw in a video. It's very interesting to see this. They're just like one guy, he said he was the right there, World Economic Forum. Big letters right there, blue, always blue. They're behind the blue thing, and the guys in suits. They're that like Nazis, very superior, and they have a dream. He said, "We had a dream. Our team had a dream in 2019. I mean, only a few years ago, 3 years ago. We had this dream that the population would be 50% left by 2023." And the guy was almost creaming in his pants. and, and, and it's going to be realized by 2023. And everybody gets up in the back. This is our rulers, man. You want to be ruled by people like psychopaths? Couldn't believe it. I'll show you the guys the video. It's the most crazy thing you think. They just blatantly say, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna kill, we're gonna murder millions, billions, half the population by 20." And that's they're just getting rolling. They want more. Just by 2023, we're gonna. Hey, man, they know because they all so many got that. They was probably surprised so many took it. So many sheeple out there. You know. See, but Krishna, what's really nice, he gives you protection on all levels. You know, you can see this. Unfortunately, a few in our sangha didn't see it. They're too attached to travel. You know, maybe they want to too attached to family or something. Oh well. Anyway, if you get love of Krishna, look at was it Radhe and Francis? Radhe had that beautiful dream. Krishna said, "You're going to be my servants." It's amazing. So whether you do or didn't, but basically be careful with that. Don't do it unless they drag you out of the house or something, and then you're forced. Great Wi-Fi signal. Hey, you got a great Wi-Fi signal in the cemetery. Yeah, yeah. So this is actually, it's just what the Lord says. He says, basically these people, the reflection of what the Lord is thinking. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, if Radha and Krishna did not descend to this world, it would be useless. See, so this love of Krishna, Radha and Krishna descent means love of Krishna. See, loving God. They're the original examples of love of God, love of Krishna. See, so, and without that, and anybody who gets this realizes everything else is just useless without this. This is the real deal. This is how to get free of all this stuff that gets boring. Everything in the world gets boring, boring. It's same old, same old, same old, same old. But loving Krishna is always ever fresh and ever new. And people don't have that experience. But you come here and you can get what you will go your whole life or many lifetimes, thousands, millions maybe, and not experience. But you can get that here now. Yeah. See, these people that are doing the useless things that are very to the Lord, they're like useless. But actually, the only use really, if it drives you to this path, then there's some real use to it. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Oh, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service, and it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified. Sometimes coming here is a matter of um, seeing what real devotion is and coming here for that. Not coming here to be a big teacher or coming here to be even a renunciate. To be you come here, well, now I can go off into a cave and do my bhajan. Yeah, yeah. No, to get this devotional service, really, and this is what purifies us. And then your activities become based on relationship, not relationship with false ego. See? With the real, with the true, with the real Lord. You communing by communion, you get very inspired to do something beautiful in this world, and for the welfare of others too. Really nice. Yeah. See, it is so. All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service. It is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified. So that's a lot of times people say, "Who is your guru?" That's not so important. One should look at has a desire tree of devotional service, prema bhakti, fructified? Is it? Do you see it as a fruit now? Is it something you can actually taste when you look at that devotee and you have some kind of openness? Can you eat that fruit? Because the devotee's eating it. That's how this is the secret. The devotee eats the fruit of devotion to Krishna. See, it's fructified. It's manifest when they chant the Hare Krishna mantra or whatever name of God they love and cherish. Then the ecstasy manifests. That's the fructification of love of God. See, and so the fructified. And so when it's a fruit, then other people can eat it too. See, that's how it's passed on. People who become their disciples and friends associate with them, and they also get it. This dean, he seems to be pretty juiced up. Every day he's ecstatic. You should come on sometime. Let's share your truth here. I want to hear it in sound vibration. Yeah. See, the seed of devotional service next fructified in Ishvara Puri. See, so that's why you see Ishvara Puri associated with Madhavinda Puri. It was his disciple, and then it fructified in him. But you see, he came to Madhavinda Puri uh, to be a sincere disciple. He came for this love. He didn't come for something else. You know who came? Ramachandra Puri is the example who came to Madhavinda Puri to be his teacher, even. He came to be a teacher. And they ended up becoming offensive, just like here. It's always the same thing. See? And so some devotees here, they come for the fructification. They want the fruit of love of Krishna. See, and they get it because that's what they want. You got to go to a desire tree, get your desires fulfilled. Some people come here because they want to be a big teacher and they get their desire fulfilled. So they go out there and they're teaching. They're big teachers in the eyes of neophytes. Here we get all the quality persons ready for the real thing. See? And if you come here to be a big teacher, oh, you very quickly, okay, you get some energy, you go out there and teach. Go out and teach neophytes. Yeah. So the seed, fructum Ishvara Puri, and then the gardener himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became the main trunk of the tree of devotional service. By his inconceivable powers, the Lord became the gardener, the trunk, and the branches simultaneously. So he's given us the power to do something like that in our field of distribution. You become like a trunk in a sense, and um, what is it? What do they say? Trunk, and then the trunk and the gardener became the gardener, and the branches. So you become a branch, and the trunk. You're the storehouse of this devotion. The Lord makes you. He does all that He wants to do when He was here. He does through you here now. That's that's the real distributor. See, that's the only way this can be passed on. That's why again you need the living guru. Otherwise people don't make much advancement. Okay, Lalita, read from where I left off here.
I still have a little problem with this Madhavendra Puri. Okay, he had it himself from previous life or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But my problem is, why did Lord Chaitanya connect with him? He considered Ishvara Puri as his spiritual master?
Madhavendra Puri. It's like a chain. Madhavendra Puri was first,
Yeah,
and then he passed away, and Ishvara Puri became guru. So
yeah,
the only way you can get that ecstasy is in the real line. So Ishvara Puri was a recipient of that mercy, and it fructified in him like it did in his guru.
yeah, I
Does that
know.
make sense?
That all makes sense, but Lord Chaitanya didn't need that.
Oh yeah, he didn't need that, but he wanted to show the example.
Yeah, that's
See,
it. Yeah.
so matter of fact, even before he met Iswara Puri, these symptoms were manifest in him, as far as I can see in the book.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, he didn't need it, but see, the thing is, because there was somebody that was qualified, he went to him. Bhaktivinoda Thakur tried to do another thing, didn't work out so well because it appears that his guru was not so qualified from the stories I heard. A lot of times in Vaishnavism is obscured. At the end of his life, the stories that I heard is basically his guru rejected him because Bhaktivinoda would get things through revelation. And his guru was more like, one of these Goswamis. I met them, and they have no juice. They're just from their seminal line. And they would dress real nice and fancy, but they can't transmit anything. But they got the name Goswami, and people go to them, get a name. See, people don't know. They're neophytes. They don't know what is the juice, what is the real qualified person. And so we still got that going. So many are doing that. They go to unqualified gurus who just wearing the sannyas garb, and they have their little, oh, he's in the line, or he was initiated by Prabhupada. It's not enough. You need the details. Details are here. Like the details, Madhavendra Puri had two examples of disciples. One was ended up being a fault finder, and they came to him to be a teacher, and he was interested in Brahman to become one with Brahman, and he to be equal with God. That kind of, he came to him for that, and there he got it. But he would find fault with the ecstatic devotees, even with Lord Chaitanya and his followers. And yeah, so and then some people come. Ishwar Puri, he got the real bhakti, just like here. You see people get real bhakti, and that's what you came here for. And then the Lord gives you the right understanding and realization because you listen to your guru too. You trust him, so you trust his knowledge. People who don't trust the guru, they trust their own understanding. And if you're not ecstatic, you can't fully trust it because Maya is tricking you all the time. So you got to take that in consideration, you know. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was for the example. I forgot. You said it before, but I completely forgot that.
yeah. It's good to hear it again and again and again. Yeah. So go ahead and read.
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. In his inconceivable powers, the Lord became the gardener, the trunk, and the branch.
Yeah, you see how the first chapter relates to this of Adi Lila. The Lord comes as the spiritual master. See, he's the branch. Even the devotee is claimed by the Lord. When this is surrender. When we surrender the Lord uses that devotee just like himself. See, that's why you treat the guru as good as God, as good as Krishna. But you know, people have taken advantage of that. They haven't really surrendered yet. Yeah, and that's why the devotee is the standard. When they're here in the world, um, those who are pretenders, pretending to be the door to the, you know, they don't, if they don't like, well, they won't like the real devotee because they're not purified. See, it's like those Brahmins. The wives went in first. Whoever will go in the door first gets in. Doesn't matter your material. Oh, my material. I'm a Brahmin. Well, if your disciples or your wives go in the door first, which is always the ecstatic, empowered devotee who has the fructification of love of God, they get in. They get it first, right? Didn't Jesus say the same thing to the Pharisees? These whores, they come and listen to me. Therefore, they'll enter the kingdom first, and you come later.
The last become the first, yeah.
Yeah, later is simply because they have to develop faith in a Savior, a living Savior. That's why these Ritviks, they have to, that's why the Lord will, whenever there is deliverance available, you have to meet the real devotees who have that love of God juice, love juice. And if you don't accept them, well, you're not purified, you know. Whenever that's, you have to get these little demons destroyed inside. They're hindering this, hindering us. They're always tricking you, always trying to deceive you and cheat you. So that's what we see on the outside. These little demons are outside too, and they're trying to deceive people and tricking them. These are all, they're so, it's so gross now. You know, it's like it's not only within people, but outside of people. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, many innocent people are being deceived too. Innocent. See, because they believe in their authorities. See, these people can be delivered. These people, if they will turn their attention to a real devotee, they will be saved. That's the innocent. See, but the innocent also get slaughtered because their authorities they're real prominent, right? That goes all the way into religion. Your authorities are real prominent, but you're still going to be slaughtered. If you don't get love of Godhead, Maya's axing you. You know, I mean, even if you can say, I'm going to come and be a devotee of Krishna, but if you die in the mode of passion, you get a passionate result. You'll come back as a human being. If you die in the mode of goodness, well, you'll go up into the demigods, and then you'll come back here again and be born amongst, Brahminical type thing. But you're still in the material universe. See, but if you find a devotee who's a recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy and proves it, and you become ecstatic devotee now, and you're promoted to the kingdom of whatever deity you're worshiping. See, that's so, we got the best thing here for whoever will wake up, ready to wake up. Go ahead there.
The Lord became the gardener, the trunk and the, and the branches simultaneously. Paramananda Puri, Keshava Bharati, Brahmananda Puri, and Brahmananda Bharata. Sri Vishnu Puri, Keshava Puri, Krishnananda Puri, and Nisrima Tirtha, and Sukhananda Puri. These nine Sayasi. These nice Ayasi roots, they all sprouted
See,
from the
that
trunk.
they have to be like roots in this world. You see how it has to be solidly rooted. This Lalita was talking a little bit about it in her class how this bringing God here, but rooted in Lord Chaitanya solidly, and this mercy and preaching that, and people will start coming. That's why they're coming now. You see, one by one they're coming, and they say, now these people are solidly rooting in it. They're not sahajas. Why have we been? See, if you believe we're sahajas, then you believe those who don't even have any bhakti. See, better to believe those who have the bhakti, man, and have the conclusive understanding. See, so because we're solidly rooted this in this, yeah, and that's see, rooted in the trunk, rooted in Lord Chaitanya, rooted in Lord Chaitanya's philosophy and truths and qualities and understanding and real knowledge. See, we're rooted in that's Lord Chaitanya. We give people the real Lord Chaitanya. He's these solid truths. He's the real path. We give people. We're empowered to put people on the real path, the one that has results quick. See, that's the bottom line. If you're looking, oh, Narayan Raj is my Guru Dev, or some Jaipataka, or Radhanath is my Guru Dev. Well, following that path, have you attained prema, devotion? Well, no. Well, that's because they're not solidly rooted in Lord Chaitanya, His mercy, and have that understanding. See, we're solidly rooted in the confidential philosophy and not holding it inside. We're expressing that out there. See, you take shelter that, see, now you're directed perfectly right through the door into the kingdom. The narrow, see, it's a narrow gate. Out of 1,000 opinions in ISKCON, it's only probably, I would say, Gohari's opinion that is different from all of them. See, that's how narrow it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you come to Krishna consciousness, you're going to probably more likely meet all those thousands of other opinions, and they're basically the same. They're like the mainstream media in the world.
Mm.
You got to agree. You have to sell out, even if you know, because of some position and all this. That's called religion. They all have more or less the same opinion, right? And it's not one that gives you transcendental understanding. They all have a checklist. See, oh, they are the same. They pass out that paper, the checklist to all the gurus. All right, that's who you got to promote that. That's not in the book, none of it. It's all dreamed up in their minds, imaginations. See, everybody, okay, so we all represent. See, it's like mainstream media. They have one narrative they want to push. The gurus in ISKCON did the same thing. When they got together, I heard this story. It makes perfect sense. They got together, they sat in the room. See, they always do this. All these kings, right? They were, and they said, okay, we're going to have the same story and we're going to push that. See, the mainstream media. So they get the same story. See, but it's a story. And see, when your heart is not purified, then your story you tell others and people follow that story, they get an impure result.
For their name and fame. you're actually the victim for their name and fame.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah, yeah. And so that's how the world works. That's actually how the spiritual world works too. But see, so we're telling a story too. But this story is Krishna's pastime, Lord Chaitanya's pastimes as they are. So you follow this story, you get the beautiful result of love of Krishna very easily,
yeah.
without a lot of trouble. It's always the same. When Shamananda was preaching here with Narottam and all that, the guru Rasikananda came and said, "Oh, follow my guru. He's got the right story, basically, because you can very easily attain Krishna without trouble. It's a lot of trouble to attain Krishna when you're going to those who haven't attained Krishna consciousness. They don't have prema, so and you're going to them to teach you. Well, they can't help you very well. See,
By
so story,
following you,
yeah,
by following you, you know for sure they were always growing. You're taking us to an endless platform, to an endless world.
yeah,
This is so different.
yeah. See, so follow the story that gets the greatest results. I mean, it's just an intelligent thing. You come here, you'll become intelligent. It'll make sense to you. Think, yeah, why shouldn't I? Because it's all storytelling. If you listen to the story being woven by the mainstream media, which is they want to the story of this, we're making people slaves. They don't say they're making people slaves, right? Well,
Oh,
actually, they're
no.
even saying they want to show how stupid people are. They're saying it now. Well, basically, we want things this way. But basically, they're telling stories that are full of all these hidden meanings, and they're material, and they're for their benefits of elites who are power hungry. They're hungry for power, and they want to control and conquer, and they conquer people, conquer their bodies and minds, and hack them like unbelievable. It's like so dystopian. And if you listen to their stories and you believe their stories, you'll have a mask on. See, you notice if you want to work now, can you imagine? There's no, you don't have to wear a mask and everything, but you go to the work for a job, you got to wear a mask. See, and what is that saying? Well, you want to work, you got to come under our rules. That means you put a mask on, and that is they say 50% of the people breathe through their mouth in the world. I just found this a new fact, just practical, okay, and that's wrong. We should be breathing through our nose. Nobody ever told me that. You have to go and do the research. It's always like that. They figure if you're so stupid and you don't do any research, you deserve to be taken out. If you don't do research that fluoride is bad for you, you deserve it. That we're poisoning your water, and you could do something about it, but you're too stupid to do anything about it. Oh, we're poisoning you with a shot, and you're too stupid to do a little research. You're too lazy. This is the time. So you should be taken out. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff like that. Oh, you're too stupid to go and see all the chemicals in that box of cereal that you give your kids every day. Well, you should be taken out. That's the way they think. So you come here, we'll get you to do, you'll research stuff. Why not, man? You should read. I mean, that's intelligence. I mean, we're living in this world, you need to research things a little bit. That's why, even here, many of my people, students, you're in a sense still stupid. You're not looking into blockchain. You're not looking into Bitcoin. They're coming out with a digital currency. It's going to completely control you in the next couple of years, maybe in the next year. Completely control everything you do. And you don't even look into Bitcoin, which gives you freedom. Freedom. Nobody can tell you, I'm going to send this to you, send this. You don't have to go through any banks or anything. But nobody looks because you're too friggin' lazy.
Maharaj, a couple of things. Um, I know a lot of people that have been doing, including myself, that have been doing a huge amount of research and about all of these things that are going off. And
Yeah,
one thing is, people don't know what to do, and where to go to get the kind of to get away from, like, not drinking the water and all sorts of things like that. They don't have the knowledge, and even if they try to one for go off the grid or trying to fend for themselves, they're trying to stop them even doing that. At every point you do your research, you want to move away from these things, they are stopping that as well. Really, really, really. Well, this is my experience. This is my
yeah.
experience, what I've
Well, I
seen.
mean,
Stopping
you
you.
know, yeah, okay, but what about YouTube? I mean, God, you want to find out fluoride water? You can even search YouTube still.
I'm not saying that, Maharaj. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we've done the research. We
Oh, you
know that
done the
there's fluoride. We know that there's fluoride. We know what they're doing. We know about the chemtrails, and we know about all the toxicity, be it in the air or the water. We know about all of those things, but they're making it really hard for us to go somewhere else and to come
Oh,
off the
yeah,
grid.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
They're
Yeah,
making it
that's true.
so
They make
hard,
it. Yeah, yeah,
putting
yeah.
in law after law,
They
statue after statue
yeah,
to
yeah,
try and stop us, to
yeah,
force us to, to stay
yeah,
here. So
yeah,
there's
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, it's
And
strong.
really,
Actually, very strong. Very
very
strong.
strong.
It,
So we have to have
yeah,
this.
yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah,
have this because it transcends us. And the other thing
yeah,
is with the Bitcoin and stuff, Maharaj, I've
yeah.
tried. I don't get it. I've watched videos and listened to videos. I don't understand the language that they're talking.
And you
It's
have
The
been
very
Bitcoin
cheated,
thing.
difficult for me.
Yamuna.
Sorry?
You have been cheated by that man who was helping you with the
Yeah,
bitcoins.
yeah,
Oh,
and I
that.
actually,
Oh, no,
yeah,
no, no. I didn't. He didn't cheat. Yeah, I got cheated by him, but he didn't help me. Yes, he did, actually.
yeah.
Yes,
I remember I told you in the very beginning when you wanted to go, and I said, "Don't do that. Do this yourself," because I saw so many people. It's like the world. They're. We gotta, in many ways, depend on your own intelligence in that way. So
I
many
haven't got the
cheaters.
intelligence to do that Bitcoin. It's very
Yeah,
difficult. I can't understand it. And I've watched videos and listened to videos, and it's
really.
really difficult. I have a crypto account. To me, I'm just always losing money on it all the time.
Okay.
I've got
Yeah,
money in
yeah,
there now.
yeah.
And
I,
yeah, I've cut ties with Calvin, and I've learnt my lesson with him, you
yeah.
know.
Well, you see,
So
the thing is, I think you know what you're doing. I told you not to do it that way. See, people, you're trying to make money off it. Don't do it. Use it like a bank. Use it like a thing to exchange between people. And you need to do some research. But anyway, this is just an example. There's so many things. Do the best you can. The main thing is you get Krishna, and whatever happens, we're in really dark times on one level, but there's this light here, and the Lord will help us in many ways. You know,
That
just
is
it
so
relieves
true.
everything. Yeah,
huh?
the light, it relieves everything. Everything that's going
Yeah,
on,
it relieves
everything
everything. I mean, yeah, in a
relieves
sense,
all.
yeah, yeah. So we don't know how long the nuclear bomb can go off, and everything's. I mean,
You
that's
know,
you know.
Sorry, Lolita.
yeah, what I think is what I said this morning in my video, I got this deep, deep revelation that if we keep this fire burning, that this is so important to put our energy in it.
Yeah, this is the main thing because everything else is a distraction.
Yeah.
It's very distracting now. So this is the main thing, and let's see what the Lord has. This depending on God. I mean, we you pretty much have to. I mean, if you try to prepare for all the stuff, it's like, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
been all. I can't even muster up. In a sense, seeing what's coming down, I probably should prep this and do all these things and all.
Oh my God, so
I
much.
can't be bothered, man. Just
It's true. So much, Maharaj.
if anything's going to change it, what we're doing is a to convince Krishna to change the heart. I mean, he's in the heart of everybody. He can flip the switch, and things could just go the opposite way. And the prediction is it will anyway. In both the Bible and the Vedas, it's going to flip at some time anyway from this dastardly dark thing into a light. the Lord's going to save the day. He pretty much has to, because my God, who the heck can fight this?
Mm.
It's like, you know, powerful. Everything. Everybody's behind, all the world leaders. How are you going to fight something like this? And they go as so. I see these people. They're protesting. They go with their little signs. These guys are murderers. And they have all the technology just to murder you. And they're going with their little signs. Protest. You see, we're protest. You're going to do peaceful protest. They're murderers, and you're going to do a peaceful protest. It's like beyond ridiculous. Oh, we're doing a peaceful protest, and they walk down the street, and then they come out with the technology and disperse the crowds. They even the protests, you can't even see them. I have to go to some obscure sites to find out what they're actually doing in different countries, because it's all hidden. You can't see people breaking down, the capitals and stuff like that. Now they're so mad. Some of these people. Did you see that video? I sent some video to. Oh, I didn't send it to you guys. I kind of gave up. There are people that find out about this, that they poisoned their sons and their daughters and everything, and their child has myocarditis. And one guy came and he gave the pharmacy hell, and one guy broke the window of the. One of his loved ones got the thing and died or something, and just broke the doctor's car window. Was so pissed off. See, people are finding out they've been cheated. And when your son and your daughters, you've been tricked into doing that, you might get a little angry. It's people's sons and daughters are important, and you find out your doctor cheated you and lied to you. So anyway, the main thing is, we, like you guys say, we got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say we are stupid and lazy, and you're right, but maybe you make us too much happy and peaceful and
It's my
say, I
fault. It's my fault.
no,
I'm the same way. I'm pretty, say, yeah, yeah. That's just how it is. It's just and we need it, because what's coming down the pipe. The only way to really change it is like this. It even says, scriptures say, the ecstatic devotees, they purify the universe. So that's a lot. I mean, because people are polluting the worlds and the universes with their sound vibration, and we're chanting the transcendental sound. So let's just stick with that. I think that's the best thing. And you're right with this. The crypto, you probably end up getting cheated that way. There's so many cheaters everywhere, and this is a new field also. And
I know, but
that's why,
Maharaj, it is a little bit concerning, because you make it so strong that the fiat money is going to go, and it's all about actually coming onto something else, moving from something else. I mean, this is so, wow. I have to embrace it, Maharaj.
but then again, they might even, there's so much material power here now. They can screw that up somehow too. So I think the Lord is just getting us to surrender, because even that might not work out. The alternative parallel. See, they call it parallel society. There's this regular society, mainstream, and then you got a parallel running. Whether that'll work or not, I don't know. Especially with the way they're depopulating things so much. Who knows? We'll just chant Hare Krishna and be happy,
Yeah.
and just
Carry on.
do what you can do to keep yourself alive.
there will
Maybe
not
try,
be.
if I figure out some little trick there coming down the pipe, where they might try and fool you to do something. I'll let you know, and so you don't. Yeah, I just still find it a little interesting to do this research, see what they're doing.
You can understand it really easy.
Well, it wasn't so easy. I made a few
Maharaj,
mistakes
have you
too.
frozen?
Yeah. Just now I see what's going on. Anyway, I just stick with the main. I gotta, I just look for people that are really experts and honest, and then I figure it out that way. You got to get a lot of different opinions and all that, but I don't know if it's worth all the time, because I'm starting to back off on it too, because it takes too much time. I
You
think.
enjoy it, Mara.
Well, yeah, yeah, it was kind of like a hobby. It's kind of like a hobby, a practical hobby. I thought, well, you know, especially what they want to do, this digital currency thing where they program it, how much when to use it, and then you have to be dependent on it. And I thought, well, that's nice. This Bitcoin system is alternative, and no, it's permissionless, and they can't do it. They can't tell you don't do it. Don't you're in charge, but you got to take responsibility too. You just you can send it to the wrong address and you lose it,
Yeah.
where somebody can hack you, and there's no recourse. So whatever, man. Just Hare Krishna. We got the best thing here.
It's
What is
true.
this? Sim says, yes, the guru is right. The fiat money will be gone soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so there are, yeah, anyway, whatever it is, what is, it's just all temporary anyway. How long are we going to be? Who the hell knows? God knows all this. He's given us this. He's given us fantastic thing. Look how many pure devotees are being made here, man. Let's just get everybody in the door, as many as we can, because you can spend your whole life and have a perfect life, and you lived really good, and you don't get this. So what is
Yeah.
it? This is better to get this.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the early Christians. They were also under difficult circumstances. The Caesar was a big control freak, and killing Christians, and they had to hide. They had to do their little things in hiding. Even in China, they have to do their worship service in hiding often. And
Still,
yeah,
still.
yeah, and so what we're doing is pretty liberal. I mean, the Lord. But I found this with Lord Caitanya. He takes away more obstacles than what Jesus did. I mean, Jesus, he takes
Yeah.
obstacles away and makes it easier. But Lord Chaitanya is ups everything. Just that's what convinced me. I think, with Lord Chaitanya, you get everything. I mean, real full protection. It's like a full service thing.
He's a complete gardener. Yes.
Complete, yeah, and it gives you more freedom and more freedom from these Christians, even ecstatic ones. A lot of them are still doing spiritual warfare. Like they're trying to war against the demons are still harassing them and all that. Here,
Yeah. Inclusive.
that's inside, and you get over it here. It's not so much of that going on. Yeah.
More protection, more knowledge, more depth,
More, yeah,
more
more everything. I mean, he's
complete.
the latest avatar. God. If people put credence in Jesus, yeah, he was 2,000 years ago, and Lord Chaitanya was just 550 years ago. The only thing lacking is the spirit, and we're here for the spirit. We're here to awaken the spirit, and then it'll be. That's why people, as they come here, they'll look. Wow, these guys got knowledge and they got the spirit, and intelligence, and more intelligence, more than Christians even. I mean, we got more understanding of God than Christians. We have ecstasy here, and it's more actually because it's transcendental mellows. We have more understanding of these things, and also more experience. Yeah. If you want to make money on the stock market, invest in grain and rice. See, this is what even the demons are doing that. Bill Gates, he's buying up farmland, stuff like that. But anyway, that's another thing. Who the hell? I don't have the money to do this. I don't even want to do it. I'm glad I don't have a lot of this. That way I can stay focused here instead of trying to, these people preparing their bodies to survive. They spend all day long, to prepare their body for survival of the body. Better to awaken the spiritual body. Go ahead, read on there, Lalita.
Yeah. Sadhus are always needed, more,
Yeah,
more than anything else.
yeah.
With the sober and grave Paramananda Puri as the central route and the other 8 routes in the right directions, the tread of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood firmly.
Yeah,
From
isn't that
the
amazing? You got these different reps in different directions, different places. Like we're all in different places. You represent the same tree. Isn't that amazing? This is true central intelligence agency. This is the one world order. See, it's in that sense, it's like one religion. Why not? Everybody, whether you're Muslim, this is what the Lord was started. I mean, he had Muslims coming to them, people of other religions. It didn't matter because he was the source of all religions. You come to Lord Chaitanya. That's the increasing revelation. Is he's everything comes from him. You know, Radha and Krishna comes from that root. See, and so anybody can come here. Look, you can. That's why I said we don't want to be fooled by sectarianism. Like, well, you got to be a certain way to come to Lord Chaitanya. You can come whatever he gives. You could be a medium. You could be an astrologer. You know, see, in Christianity, they didn't give any honor to the gifts like that. Oh, you had to burn those books of astrologies and all that stuff because it was, ooh, you know, you couldn't see where they fit. That people have different talents. Could be whatever that is. That's why you don't have to change. Just use your talents for the Lord. The Lord gives you the mercy, you know, and just yeah, spiritual transcendence.
okay. Thus the branch, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, no.
Thus the branches of the Chaitanya tree form the cluster. The cluster, a cluster or society with great branches covering all the universe.
Yeah, you know, so in our little way so far,
Yeah,
you see, it's a cluster.
yeah,
Okay? It's a cluster. Uh, Actually, you know, they have these things called cluster bombs. It's one bomb, and it explodes, and it see that's the Lord Chaitanya. One
yeah.
bomb, you know, one love bomb, ecstatic love, you know, and all these persons are little clusters, little bombs in these different places, man, love bombing the world, you know. And, yeah, little cluster society. He says, I think society. See, form a society. We're a society for uh, Gauranga's mercy. You know, in this. Yeah, it's there's nothing better than this is the beautiful thing. The more I worship, the more easier it's going to get to distribute it and understand it. The magnanimity, well that too, but the what do they call that? Mag well, it's like monumentalness of it. It's very big. Magnitude, the power of the magnitude. See, all these words, magnanimity, munificence, magnitude. This is describes Lord Chaitanya's mercy
Yeah.
and power. See, he's given that to us. Yeah, see clusters of look how many people ecstatic. You guys are capable of sharing in your sectors. Go out to the homeless people, do your little Sankirtan.
I shall try to name the foremost of the innumerable branches. Please hear the description of the Chaitanya tree. At the top of the tree, the trunk branched into two. One trunk was named Sri Advaita and the other Sri Nityananda Prabhu. From these two trunks grew many branches and sub-branches that covered the entire world.
See, branches and sub branches. So the Lord empowers the acharya. See, an acharya, he empowers, and then many branches come from that. Okay? These always see the same system has to happen again. That's why the acharyas are not all over the place. There's if you're lucky to find one in the world, and from that one become many branches. That's what you can look at the pattern here. It's being cut like that. You have a charya here, and branches are being made here, and who knows where this is all going to go. It's amazing. I love it. It's an adventure, isn't it? It's amazing. You just surprise every day.
That's the
Surprising.
word.
Yeah.
That's
Very
the word.
surprising. Go ahead.
These branches and sub-branches and their sub-branches became so numerous that no one can actually write about them. And thus, the disciples and the grand disciples and their admirers have spread throughout the entire world. And it's not possible to enumerate them all.
Yeah, you see so Madhavendra Puri started this, and he's a devotee, and he spread it around. And but the Lord, when He took it, He spread it all over because God is big, huge. The Lord came, Radha and Krishna come, very attractive, very powerful. He could spread. He spread it all over the world.
As a big fig tree, as a big fig tree bears roots all over its body, each part of the tree of devotional service bore fruit. Sri
See,
Krishna
that's why again you got to get the part of the tree, the real. You have to connect to a real branch. If you don't, you're not going to get the real fruit. This is the problem. That's why it takes many lifetimes. People go to a would-be branch, and it's not really a branch. Not. It's not a living branch yet. It doesn't produce the fruit. See, so otherwise, just a big show of devotional service. Where's the real living branch? Where's some fruit on that thing? And that's why if you find it, then you found the fruit, and then you eat the fruit, and you become a fruit yourself with seeds. So pretty simple process, and all you have to do is find the real branch where the Lord's working. Otherwise, it doesn't work. People go to these dead branches. There's no life in it yet. No love of God has manifested in it. And they go for the fruit of being Krishna conscious. All they get is unclear. They're unclear, less intelligent. I mean, to be honest, I noticed that with the Narayan Raj group. I found them less intelligent. I just tell you the truth. That's my actual experience. I thought, wow, they're not really that clear. And they're sannyasis and all this. They don't. They kind of know externally, but not really. They don't know the importance of what we're talking about here.
That's it. Not knowing the importance and not knowing the importance of the protection of that deep truth. That what Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, therefore, that he sent Prabhupada to keep that truth that was in danger actually in India. And then Prabhupada to give the order to you.
Yeah. You can't. See, the book is not enough. The book needs to be protected.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you take that book and you speculate on it,
Yeah.
and then you teach other things. So the book needs to be in the hands of the a pure-hearted person whose heart is purified by this ecstatic worship. It's the only thing that'll really purify it. That's why you have to be either in this life or a previous life a recipient of that mercy. Like, for example, I got the Bible and I got the Vedas, and it awoke in my heart. So then, therefore, now I can understand. I look at the verses and the Lord helps me. But most are not in that position.
No.
So,
And that's love God if you protect him. And that's why he reciprocates and gives you all this ecstasy. It's
yeah. Yeah.
reciprocate.
And so you guys are examples. I mean, people can look at your example and say, you've been coming here, you've gotten purified, you got this love of Krishna. It's described as you're exhibiting there. Those who have love of God, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, choke up, all these various symptoms that are spontaneously manifesting. Yeah, it's so, yeah. You know what? I started a little bit late today and it's early. Okay, I think we'll stop here for a little bit because my voice and need to walk here before it gets hot. Hare
Okay.
Krishna, everybody.
Thank,
Thank you. Oh,
thank
give
you.
us anybody want to give us a word before we leave?
Yeah, I was just writing. You can only get fruits from. You cannot get fruits from a dead branch. You need a living one to get real fruits from.
Yeah.
Living, functional, again functional.
Yeah. Example. Who else? Anybody else want to say something? Court adjourned. Hare Krishna, everybody. See you in a little bit.